That snaps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon, you want one quick question?
We can't ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.
Boy in the chat. DDG and Halle. So before I get into this, let me just say this once again. Jimmy Atchison, new video on my page is now up. I put a lot of time into it. I felt like it's some of my best work yet. Please check it out if you have the time or if you want to. Or if you're tired of this topic, if you are tired of videos like these and topics like these and gossipy and and you just don't care about it to be in people's business that much, but you only clicked on it because you saw that this had a high amount of views, maybe. I don't know. Maybe this has no views. Maybe this has 11 views because everybody's just as tired of it as I am. However, the reason why I'm even doing it in the first place is because I made a video for when Halle came out with her, you know what I'm saying, with her report and things of that sort. And I spoke on DDG a couple times after reading the report, 52 pages, things of that sort, and talking about their whole situation. So now that DDG's come back on the date of their first court hearing and things of that sort, I feel like it's only responsible to speak on it again. So we're going to start off with Derek, DDG's friend, telling the story of the time that DDG was shocked after finding out that Halle Bailey, planted an air tag in his car.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm talking to this nigga Moo. I go to this nigga Moo crib, right? We talking. Like, you know, we be having, as niggas, you know, you have conversations and just speak about the shit. This nigga says, like, you know, on your phone, right? Like if something's near and shit, like if like AirPods or something is near, it'll alert you. Dog said he got an alert on his phone for an air tag. He's like, nigga, wait, what the fuck? Found that motherfucker in the whip. Found that bitch. He's like, bro, I fucking found an air tag in my car. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Before we get into the rest of everything, I want to say this. The mic unplugged. I guess that was a sign of like, be careful what you say now. So, but yeah, I want to say this before we get into the meat and potatoes of everything. I don't think it's cool to like joke, make fun of, mock someone who is obviously having mental episodes. Like if someone is, you know what I'm saying, considering unaliving themselves and they keep bringing it up, and that's now been brought to the public, right? I don't know if the response should be, yay, crazy, we won. Like, nobody won in this situation, bro. Nobody wins in this situation. These are two parents who are trying to find a happy medium in co-parenting for their son. And through an ugly breakup, and there's no winner here, bro. Like the kid it's not even 2. The kid is like what, 1.5. There's no winners in this situation, bro. It's just ugly all around. And you know, for Halle, I pray for her just mental stability and everything like that, her mental health and stuff like that. And for DDG, I pray that, you know, whatever the result is, it's closer, if not what he actually wants in terms of visitation rights to see his son when he wants to see his son, because he obviously loves the boy. And Halle obviously loves the kid too. And she, you know, obviously kind of deals with what she's dealing with, internal battles, a lot of internal battles and things of that sort. So prayers up to both of them. You know, Halle is Mom Connie. things of that sort, you know what I mean? So that is the hometown. Always gotta support and things of that sort. Um yeah, I just don't think I think fans are looking they were kind of looking at this situation as more of a fan fiction thing and entertainment as opposed to just on a basic level like what it actually is, two parents, co-parents trying to figure out a way to, I don't know, come to a happy medium or a legal medium or the new normal for the child for the next 17 years of its life. That boy is 1.5, like I said, so he's not remembering any of this right now. I say that to mean like for as long as he'll remember for the rest of his life, his parents have never been together. And that's a sad thing, that's a sad thing. And I don't know. I just think people kind of need to remember that. A lot of people are using this as an excuse on both sides. A lot of people are using this as an excuse on both sides to give their have their gender wars, to get their gender war like narratives off and things of that sort. Like they just want to get, oh yeah, this is a perfect time for, see, I told you woman bad, or see, look, men always messing everything up. Like, and that's just like counterproductive, bro. Like what are we working towards here with these things? Like what are you proving on this never-ending internet war between the gender of male and female? Like what are we achieving here? So I don't know. I think that's something that kind of needs to be at least acknowledged of what it is when you see the commentary online and stuff like that of like, okay, for some people, they just want to get off their gender war takes. They're just mad at men or they're just mad at women. And this is the perfect opportunity to get their takes off about it. And then I also, like I said, on the side of DDG fans and stuff like that, going crazy on Halle, like DDG 5, DDG 7, yeah, DDG, we did it, woo woo, like free Halo, yeah, we're gonna get us like all that stuff. It's like, bro, the girl obviously, you know what I'm saying, the young woman, excuse me, Halle obviously has, you know what I'm saying, she's battling stuff internally, like mental health is real, like she's dealing with this stuff, bro, like, and it's real. Why would you want to, you know what I'm saying, like, because she initially said in the initial report that like his fans were harassing and bullying her, and the example she used wasn't really like bullying or harassing her, but the stuff that I seen today was cruel, bro. I ain't even gonna lie, it was some cruel stuff to her. And like I said, I'm not dismissing the stuff that she was accused of doing to DDG as well, because DDG had that deep cut in his hand, and that's crazy, you know what I'm saying? And she was allegedly, you know what I mean, with his piece and things of that sort. That's, I mean, like he could have been terrified or fearful for his life or fearful for his son's life, whatever the case might have been. So that's that as well. But at the same time, we got to get back to the point where what I was making the whole time, right? Point I'm making the whole time on both sides. If y'all knew folks was toxic and folks was not good and folks was dangerous and folks was on and off, hot and cold and things of that sort, and you knew the situation was no longer healthy, why are you going to the crib to pick up your son? Y'all can't even speak to each other one-on-one. You got to have a middleman, a mediator. You got to have your mom text her and speak to her. Oh yeah, he's going to come over on Thursday at 1 and pick his son up and come back to the house and this and that. Why were you not like, dang, we can't even text without having an argument? You know what? Let me just have my mom come and pick him up, and we not even going to have that, kind of chance for, because now half of these blow-ups and situations that y'all talking about come from when y'all meeting up to exchange the baby, drop off or pick up the baby. And it's like, bro, like, I think that was a mistake. I think it was a mistake for y'all, even like y'all knew y'all the red flags that y'all had with the arguing and everything. But that ain't none of my business. That's y'all business. That's y'all personal business. Why y'all want to stay together. If anything, I think you know what I'm saying, DDG has to take some accountability as well. Excuse me. Excuse me. Halle has to take accountability because she isn't innocent. Excuse me. It's not like she was just doing nothing and here comes this evil man to ruin her life. Like, no, like both of y'all was riling each other up. At the same time, DDG as a man has to know that it's not fair historically with men in custody battles and in court and things of that sort. And so with that, you have to be on your best behavior and move with the best judgment. I feel like since the first restraining order came out, the temporary restraining order came out and went public straight to the media, it had strict restrictions, bro. It was like, don't bring up the son, don't bring up her, don't bring any of that up on stream. Don't have your fan base talk about her and attack. And like for the past couple weeks, ever since then, he been doing a lot of slick little subliminal kind of messages and stuff like that. And the people around him, like his whole circle, has been like a little more direct with it. And it was right after that temporary restraining order told you, don't do this, and don't do that. And he did all of it. Like him and his homeboys. And you just got to move smarter because people were like, man, the situation at DreamCon, it ain't got nothing to do with the court case. Well, see, in court, why would you even want to try? Why would you even want to try to judge like that of like, oh man, this is gonna happen? Why would you even want to try to judge like that to see if the judge is going? Man, you talking about in court? In court, you can't even say certain things. You can't even look at the judge a certain way. They think you being disrespectful. Okay. Oh, you want to be disrespectful? You want to talk back? I'm gonna give you. I add this to your sentence for so and so. And you know what I'm saying? I'll say all this to say you want to be on your best behavior publicly, especially after, you know what I'm saying, she kind of did this, because you look at it, Your Honor, look at the behavior even after she brought this up to the millions of people on Team Z and everything. My client still only protected her, only showed her love, only showed her grace publicly, and he never threw her under the bus. Like all that stuff, except for that one time, because he did one weekend throw her under the bus and everything like that on stream, and that was out of pocket and that was crazy. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like he hasn't been moving the best way. And that's why, allegedly, I guess apparently, the temporary restraining order will maintain until a couple weeks later at the next court date. I don't think it's necessarily just because the judge isn't believing or buying what DDG presented with him and his lawyers and his legal team coming up with 120 pages to Halle and things of that sort of like the alleged violence that she had towards him. But just because, you've been moving kind of like so much kind of just assuredness that you're just going to win this case. You know what I'm saying? That you're just going to get what you want, and and the arrogance here is kind of crazy. Like, so yeah. Anyway, let me hear this. DDG's mom, Tanya, made a statement. Tanya Granberry declares and states that I'm the mother of Dwayne Granberry, the respondent in the re-entitled matter. I make this declaration based on my personal knowledge as I called as a witness. I would testify completely to the facts stated within. I reside in Los Angeles County, California. I'm closely involved in my son's life as my fiance, George Charleston, who also serves as my son's driver. Both George and I were involved in identifying and locating multiple Apple AirTags that were secretly placed in Daryl's vehicles. The first AirTag was discovered in June 2023 in Daryl's Maybach. Daryl called me in the night and stating that a petitioner, Halle Bailey, had shown up uninvited to the movie theater in Beverly Hills where he was attending a film with a female friend. A petitioner called me directly that night, angrily stating that she knew Daryl was at the movies and made threats to F him up. George and I drove to the theater out of concern for Daryl's safety. When we arrived, we saw Halle outside of the theater, visibly upset and attempting to confront and physically fight the woman he was with. I personally intervened to help de-escalate the situation. A fourth AirTag was found. Wow. April 2024, after the birth of Daryl's son, Halo. I personally found this device inside the baby's diaper bag, hidden underneath the internal cardboard lining. This device was a different model, one commonly marketed. Marketed for use with pets. I took a photograph of this AirTag, which is attached in the declaration of Exhibit C. Each of these discoveries involved Daryl, George, and me working together to locate the devices. George would receive alerts, and we would search the vehicles until the AirTags were physically recovered. In January 2025, George and I moved into Daryl's home. While helping clean and organize the home, I discovered a box of unused Apple AirTags in the drawer in Daryl's bedroom. These had been left behind by Halle, who had lived in the home on and off both before and during her pregnancy. She moved out shortly after the baby was born. Okay, what do I want to say to this? It ain't none of my business, bro. But oh wow, this is a lot. Wow. DDG ain't say none of this. He ain't say none of this. He ain't say directly, at least. That is something that you can't say. That's a lot, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. DDG restraining order summarized. DDG claims relationships deteriorated into volatile arguments, threats, and physical altercations, fueled by Halle's jealousy and fixation on past relationships. Grammy Week 2022. Halle allegedly texted another man at 2 a.m. after fighting over DDG's platonic text with an ex. Oh, she talking about Ruby Rose. Threats to self-harm. I have a knife. I want to, because of you, I'm myself tonight, and my son won't be around for it. DDG discovered Halle took abortion pills in June. I don't know if I can say that word on here. June 2023, after agreeing to co-parent. She then allegedly threatened reconcile or I'll abort the baby. Apple AirTags hidden in DDG's Rolls Royce, Maybach, and Escalade under the seats, and then vitamin bottles. Baby Halo's cyber bag and the little pet tracking AirTag. Movie theater ambush. Halle allegedly used the tracking to confront DDG at a theater, screamed "F you." Oh wow! And then tried to attack his female friend. Hey, wow. She said whoever I have a baby with, we together forever. Whoever I'm with, we forever. She said that on them little Instagram lives, boy. She said that. Hey, car attack audio transcript. My thing is, bro. I don't want to speak on nobody else's relationship, bro. It's none of my business. It's none of my business. Car attack audio transcript captures Halle hitting DDG while he drove with baby Halo. You stupid, keep hitting me. Get the F out of my car. Custody exchange. Halle allegedly punched DDG in the backseat during the pickup, then claimed he slammed her head into the steering wheel, withholding access. DDG claims Halle blocked him when he refused demands. She changed custody plans without notice as punishment, using Halo's leverage. Text showing Halle threatening, "I'll give you your son. I don't want him around me like this during a mental health crisis." Theft. Halle allegedly took during the argument, went outside with it. DDG's driver, George, retrieved it. She said, "I have a knife. I have your thing." Laptop sabotage. Halle texted, "Your computer is broken now. Goodbye." After finding DDG with a female friend, Exhibit 1. DDG claims this destroyed unreleased music projects worth significant financial harm. All right. Someone said, unreleased words and digits, you wear your last off and went triple cardboard. Chill. If anything, she saved you money, one embarrassment. You fumbled big time and now you're crashing out. Now your child will see in public record their dad being an absolute. Okay. All right. They went kind of OD with the last part of the comment. They could have just laughed at the worth significant money. By the way, the joint was blame the chat. Blame the chat made some progress. Blame the chat made some progress, bro. I think DDG has an obvious talent. with music and things of that sort. Like he's obviously talented with his how he could do melodies and how he could rap and bars and stuff. Thing is, like the subject matter, bro. Like a lot of time he just talk about flexing and money and this and that, and that's cool. But it's like if you want to be considered one of the greats, bro, you gotta change the subject matter. Start telling stories. You know what I mean? Like you got a story. You're literally DDG, bro. Like tell a story about it. You have a whole generation of kids inspired by you. You know what I mean? Like speak about that. That's how I feel. Not being at the end of the day, yeah, I feel like this. Not being a baby daddy greater than. Yeah, so 100%. I'm rocking with Brody. I'm rocking with Brody for sure. Good day to not have any kids, bro. I'll tell you that. She clocked it. He had since May 13th to file immediate relief if he genuinely felt she was dangerous. Instead, he waited until the very last minute to throw off the hearing and has been ignoring her attorney's efforts to contact him. He also refuses to see his own son. But why would he? But why would he talk to the attorney before their court date? Like why would he do that? He'd probably talk to his lawyer, right, and be like, "Should I pick up the phone?" Or there'll probably be like no communication with her, because that's usually how it is and stuff like this. It's like don't communicate with them at all. Halle Bailey declared on the petitioner of the DV case responded to the other one filed by DDG. Excuse me. I have personal knowledge of facts that I say below, and if I were to be called as a witness, I could competently testify to what I written in this declaration. It shows there are true, correct copies of the identified document and are incorporated by reference at the place indicated at the exhibit letter. I submit this declaration in opposition to the records to the request of DV restraining order filed by DDG Darrow. I'm requesting the court to deny Darrow's request. Instead, I request the court grant me permission to take our son out of the country to perform my employment duties, act in the movie. I also request orders to stop Darrow personally and that he instruct his family and friends to stop posting about our son, this litigation, and me on all platforms discussed below. This is what she said in the first scene. And like, literally his whole crew just kept talking about her and kept, man, this girl, man, we're gonna see the I'm like, bro, why is y'all talking? Like the whole 52 pages was like, don't even look Halo's way on the internet and say, don't even use the word H, don't even use the letter H in it. And what they do, man, y'all gonna see that girl Halle lying, man, and just kept doing it over and over, nonstop. Ever since she put in this order, that was like a month ago, or at least 2-3 weeks ago. I can't keep track, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just won't adhere to the temporary restraining order, and I think that's why it's being extended. It's not being extended because she don't believe that DDG won't cut up and that this girl is like, you know what I mean? So anyway. I want to point out that Darrow has requested an order blocking me from traveling for my son for my next scheduled work month, and he waited until June 4th, the day of, to ask for custody orders, although he and his attorneys have ignored all my attorney's efforts to have him monitored visits with our son since the issuance of the temporary restraining order on May 13th, 2025. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. If you put a restraining order on me, and then have your attorneys and your people call my attorneys and my people to drop off the son, we literally in a legal battle about said son. Why would I want to, man, anything, I ain't gonna lie, anything he would have done or used again would have been used again, you know, the words and stuff like that. Anything he could have done could have been used against him. Like, she had like the fact that, oh, Darrow don't even take care of the kid most of the time. When he over at his house, is his mom taking care of the kid? Like his grandma? Like, I see this one, I get, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I get every single one of these counters. I get, bro. Like, why would you interact with the people that's suing you right now, or like have a restraining order against you? his legal team probably said, "Don't answer nothing. I know you want to see your kid. I know you don't answer nothing. Don't speak about nothing." Da, 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 da. At least they did that right, bro. In my opinion, I feel like they did that right. Daryl has exaggerated, lied, and misconstrued for the court, constructed for the court, not only our history, the history of our relationship, but our parenting and my mental health. There's no doubt I'm emotionally devastated, and I was emotionally devastated in 2022 and 2023 by his behavior and ongoing abuse. I've been very vocal about my anxiety, depression, and previous thoughts of unaliving myself without waiving the psychologist patient's privilege and physician patient's privilege. I reached out to my doctor and received the treatment to address these issues. I have been and remain 100% available and capable as a parent to our son, Halo. Had Daryl been concerned about my parenting, he would have taken action prior to this time. He has never sought custody orders to any orders protecting Halo until today. And the day that my DV was set. Excuse me. He said he didn't want to go to court for it. He's been said that though. Halle also points out that DDG waited until today, June 4th, to file a request to block her from traveling new custody orders when he and his attorneys ignored all her requests. Yeah. I mean, that I get. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm gonna keep it a bean. What's next? Is that it? Oh, praise God. We have gotten through. That is it for Halle and DDG with this episode and things of that sort. Like I said, Jimmy Atchison, new video on my page right now. Y'all make sure y'all go check it out, bro. Jimmy Atchison, man. It came out today. It has 11 views. Oh no, it has 21 views. I laughed about Duke Dennis' little situation, talking about his baby moms and the baby mom responding. It's got like 2,500 views in the same span of Jimmy Atchison. Y'all watch the Jimmy Atchison, bro. If you want less, oh man, we talk about something constructive in the black community. I feel like this was something constructive in the black community. It's sad, yes, but it's real. And it, I put a lot of time into it. Watch the Jimmy Atchison video. But yeah, in terms of this Halle and DDG thing, once again, my stance is kind of been the same the entire time. I pray for both parties. For Halle, being from where I'm from, same county and things of that sort. I always root for her. I believe Halle is a true treasure to the culture, her talent through acting and music. I love Chloe and Halle's Ungodly Hour album from, I think it got us through the lockdown a lot of times and stuff like that. I like the song Tipsy and all the different things on that album. I think she's extremely talented. I loved Grownish. And I was very excited that she was in Color Purple and The Little Mermaid. And we should cherish and appreciate her. And we should take mental health seriously, because we always talk about mental health. But as soon as someone shows signs of that they have battles with their mental health, then we make fun of it and we kind of dismiss it and we just call people crazy. I think it needs to be taken seriously. So definitely prayers up to Halle on that. On DDG's end, prayers up to him for he's fighting for the ability to see his son. At the end of the day, he's fighting for the ability to be able to see his son for the next 17 years of his son's life. And that a supervised 6 hours restricted a week, but a real genuine connection with his son, seeing his son in person and spending that time with them. So I pray for DDG on that, that he kind of gets the result he wants from that, or as close as a result he can get from that. Ugly situation. No one wins. Halo's the loser, and people should stop using this particular story to get off their takes and their agendas in the hypothetical or constant online gender war. Here we go. Next thing next, man.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Yeah,
Brandon,
we
you want one
can't
quick question?
ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.